I gave a stranger a ride, and he almost destroyed my life. It was late, around 11 p.m. in Seattle. Rain was pouring, roads were empty. I saw him standing near a gas station, wet, shivering. He looked desperate. "Hey man, can you give me a ride? My phone died," he said. I hesitated. Then I said, "Yeah, get in." That was my biggest mistake.
My name is Jason. I'm 27. I work as a delivery driver in Seattle. Nothing fancy, just long hours, quiet life. That night, I was finishing my last delivery. Tired, hungry, ready to go home. The guy in my car said his name was Mark. He looks normal, mid-30s, beard, hoodie, nervous. "Thanks, man. I've been stuck here for hours," he said. I nodded. "Where to?" "Just a few blocks ahead, near Pine Street." At first, it felt fine. Small talk, silence, rain hitting the windshield. Then, I noticed something strange. He kept looking at my phone holder, my GPS, my messages, like he was studying everything. I tried to ignore it, but my gut told me something wasn't right.
A few minutes later, things got weird. "Hey, can you stop here for a second?" Mark said. "We weren't near Pine Street yet." I frowned. "This isn't your stop." He forced a smile. "Yeah, I just need to grab something. Quick." I slowed. Big mistake. The moment the car stopped, his tone changed. "Give me your phone," he said. Cold, flat. My heart dropped. "What?" "I'm not asking again." He pulled out a small knife. Not huge, but enough. Rain got louder. My hands froze on the wheel. "Take it. Just don't hurt me," I said. He grabbed my phone, my wallet too. Then he leaned closer. "If you call the cops, I know your face, your car. Don't try anything." And just like that, he got out, disappeared into the rain. I sat there, shaking, thinking it was over. It wasn't. I thought I was lucky to get out alive. I was wrong. The next morning, my life flipped. I woke up to cops knocking on my door. "Jason, we need to talk." My stomach dropped. They said my phone was used just hours after the robbery. Same night, someone ordered expensive electronics online. Thousands of dollars, using my accounts, my saved cards. I panicked. That wasn't me. I got robbed. They looked at each other. "Then why was the order delivered near your last location?" That's when it hit me. Mark wasn't just robbing me. He was setting me up. I checked my email. Dozens of confirmations. Password changed. Accounts locked. Everything gone. Then I saw one message. A delivery address. Not random. Close. Very close. Same area where I dropped him. My hands clenched. This wasn't over. Not even close. That address kept bothering me. It was too close, too specific. So I made a decision. I drove there myself. Same area, quiet neighborhood, old apartments. I parked a block away. Waited, heart pounding. Then I saw him. Mark. Same hoodie, same walk, carrying a box. My box. I almost lost it, but I stayed calm. I pulled out my friend Kevin's phone. I had called him earlier. "Bro, I found him," I whispered. Kevin said, "Don't do anything stupid. I'm on my way." But I wasn't going to wait. Followed Mark quietly. He went inside one building. I noted everything. Door, floor, unit number. Then I did something smarter. I called the police. Gave the address, everything. And then I waited, hidden, watching. Minutes felt like hours. Then suddenly, police cars, lights flashing. Mark tried to run. Didn't get far. They tackled him right outside. And that's when everything started to change. I could have walked away right there. Let the police handle everything. But I remembered his words. "I know your face, your car." He tried to ruin my life. So I made sure it didn't end easy for him. At the station, I told the officers everything. Not just the robbery. Every detail. Every threat. Then I showed them something else. Before he took my phone, I had unlocked it. Face ID, which means my front camera had captured him. Clear. Up close. His face, his voice, everything. The officer looked at me and said, "This changes things." But I wasn't done. I gave them access to my delivery app history. Mark didn't know that app tracks every stop, every second. Guess what? It placed him exactly where the fraud orders were made. No excuses, no escape. Kevin showed up later. He looked at me and said, "Dude, you just buried him." I didn't smile. I just said he did that to himself. What happened next was even bigger than I expected. Turns out, Mark wasn't just some random thief. He was already wanted. Multiple fraud cases, identity theft, even assault. The detective looked at me and said, "You didn't just report a robbery, you helped catch a serial criminal." That hit different. A few weeks later, I was called to testify. Courtroom, cold, silent. Mark was there. This time, no confidence, no attitude, just fear. He looked at me once, then looked away. The prosecutor played the footage. His face, his voice, clear. Then my delivery logs, exact locations, exact times. Everything lined up perfectly. His lawyer tried to argue, didn't work. The judge didn't hesitate. Guilty. Years in prison. Just like that. But here's the twist. One of the fraud victims was a police officer's family member. That's why the case moved fast. That's why everything hit harder. And me, I got my money back. My accounts restored. Even got a reward for helping. Kevin laughed and said, "Bro, you turned a bad night into a win." I just shook my head. It wasn't luck. It was patience. I still think about that night sometimes. If I had driven past him, none of this would have happened. No robbery, no fear, no court. But also, no justice, no truth, no closure. That night taught me something real. Not every stranger is harmless. And not every bad situation is the end. Sometimes it's the beginning of something bigger. Mark thought he could scare me into silence. He thought I'd be too afraid to fight back. He was wrong. I didn't chase revenge. I chased the truth. And in the end, that was enough to destroy. So yeah, if you ever feel like someone got away with hurting you, they didn't. They're just waiting for the moment it all catches up.